Um, but basically, everybody on the planet tells me I'm wrong about this card, so I'm going to keep playing it and keep playing it until either I've given myself enough confirmation bias to rip it up, or until I'm proven wrong. One of the two. But anyway, so this is the 9-0 list from the Magic Online PTQ this week. And I actually think the deck's rather well positioned because of I think it's pretty good versus red deck wins, pretty good versus Jeskai, pretty good versus Drakes, pretty good versus Mono Blue. I basically just don't want to run into the bigger green white decks or green black mid range. Other than that, I think it's at least fine versus about everything. Obviously, less fine versus some things, but like you might not want to play versus Boros Angels either with only 2 Fight with Fires and 3 Lava Coils in the sideboard. That could be an issue. 3 Lava Coils is kind of surprising to me. Like, I think this is a pretty important card to beat Wildgrowth Walker, Rekindling Phoenix, and all of the Drake decks. But this deck kind of tore it up online this weekend and done okay at the PT, even though none broke the top 8. Thank you, Magic Online, for moving our things. So we'll go ahead and snap this off. I think we'll play this one first. This deck probably does not like to get paired versus the Clarion decks. Clarion decks. Hurrah. Well, that's a good one. This is one of the reasons that I chose to play the Fanatical Firebrand second. But we're clearly pretty dead this game. Double Crackling Drake, that's pretty bad for us. And him missing a land drop super bad for us too, because that means they have 6 spells in hand, and there's no way that we're going to beat 6 spells with 0 spells regardless of what those 6 spells are. You can literally take the 6 worst spells in this deck and we can't win from this type of spot. Experimental Frenzy already bad. Strike 1 on it being relevant. We're drawing another Frenzy that we could resolve, but it's not a good enough reason to keep that card. Or to not concede there, rather. Alright, I guess I'm going to get rid of most of the burn spells. I'm actually going to bring this in too. Maybe I'm not supposed to get rid of the burn spells, since I'm not getting rid of Flamekin. I said Flamekin, but I meant Flame of Keld. Alright, whatever. I don't really want Rakinley Phoenixes. They're going to have lava coils, and I don't think they're particularly good versus Teferi decks in general. But that could easily be wrong. Alright, another pretty weak hand. Well, actually, our first hand wasn't weak. I shouldn't say another weak hand. This hand is very weak, though. Can't imagine what this beats. Goblin Chain Roller is a card that I potentially could have sideboarded out as well. It's like really bad in this match. Maybe I'm supposed to just leave the burn spells in. Maybe that's the only way we can actually win. I'm just going to play this one. It's the one that if he counter spells, like I don't lose the card. It's also the one that's less brutal if he had the Deafening Clarion. I just want to play this. Because next turn, if he has a Crackling Drake, we can play this and, well, JK. Feels like they F6 here, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it looks like I'm wrong. Sure. That's fine. Kind of sucks, but I mean, it's fine. Oops, I need to put this stop in. There we go. So we know 3 cards down is the Steamkin. We're not really going to want it, so we're going to set this treasure map up to get rid of it. Probably deciding whether they need to kill this or this. Actually, I think I'm going to keep that. Don't want to get settled wreckage, so I'm only going to attack with 1, though. This could be a poor choice. That hurts real bad. Squee rocks, man. Don't hate. You're about to see how sweet this Squee is if they ever kill it. In case they have a negate, I'm playing this one first. That way I can still cast Steamkin, or that way I can still have access to a Lightning Strike if I need. We lose a counter on the Steamkin this way, but we guaranteed we could get rid of the Drake that way. Sure. Interesting. Wonder what they have. Oh, apparently they have nothing. Could have a spell pierce, I guess. Game 3. Alright. So, in Game 3, I feel like being able to attack them is much less consistent than it is in Game 2. So I'm considering bringing all of these back in now. Or, sorry. On the draw, I think it's like a lot harder to get value out of things like Chain Whirler. I'm considering bringing the entire burn package back in and just like basically being a counter burn deck versus, or not a counter burn deck, just a straight burn deck versus them. But I don't know if that's right. Like, considering chopping these out of the deck. Considering cutting, well, probably still don't want the shocks, do we? Maybe the shocks are better than Wizard's Lightnings. I don't actually know. Considering cutting some of these too, though. Considering trying something like this. Just may not be strong enough, though. Like, our cards in general may not be good enough here. And to draw versus their deck, though, does like... Does a Wizard's Lightning do more damage than a Fanatical Firebrand on average? Oh wow, I didn't mean to click and pull you out. That was a mistake. I think I'm going to try it, even though it's probably not good. I think this match is incredibly tough, and I'm kind of experimenting. There's no way this hand's good, but I don't think I can mulligan it. We have answers versus their more important threats. Problem is, like, this Fanatical Firebrand and this Pyromancer are just, like, pretty bad and, like, just straight lose the Clarion. So just because we can answer Drake doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like, it still feels like we just lose unless we hit something powerful. Like, double lava coil's pretty bad. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not supposed to sideboard off 3 in. Maybe like one of those should be a shock, or even a chain whirler. Really would like to draw a squee next turn. It looks like our things are dead, and now we have nothing. That has to be game. There's just no world that this isn't game. And again, they have 6 spells in hand. We have essentially none in our hand. It's just not winnable magic. It's probably getting just distracted. Oh, still away. Really looking for a squee here. Squeeze our important card. I mean, he's still technically qualified. He's in the Hall of Fame, right? He's just not going to show up to events. Pretty sure Willie Edel's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Willie Edel Wiki. I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. He can go to any Pro Tour he wants. Yeah, I heard the Stan Lee thing. I didn't even know he was sick. It was surprising to me. What is this? They drew it to Fairy. That's bad for me. I don't actually know how we beat that now. We drew exactly enough lands to not be in the game, but not enough lands to get to fight with fire. Maybe there's a world where he sideboarded out his counter spells. I don't have any idea. And counter spells are kind of bad in this match. Yeah, I think he's just like kind of stepping away. He's got kids and, you know, a wife and stuff like that. It might just not be worth the time anymore. And it's expensive to travel from where he lives. He's definitely in the Hall of Fame, so he's qualified to any he chooses to go to. Why are they choosing to keep 3 mana up? Now they're choosing to keep 4 up, so they have to have a Sinister Sabotage or something in their hand. Hey, right on time, Squee. You're not useful anymore. I don't matter anymore. It's too late for me. Ah. Even if he doesn't have a counterspell, he'll probably have a Devote Divine for this. And then like a removal spell for the Lava Runner. Which we knew he would have a counterspell at this point. We know what we're drawing. We're drawing Squeeze. Squeeze useless at this point in the game. Just drew too many proactive spells this game. We had 3 dead spells for the majority of the game. Well, 2 dead. He did cast 1 Crackling Drake. We quite literally cannot win at this point. I'm actually just going to concede. I'm not going to waste everybody's time. I mean, I guess there's some world where we draw our second fight with fire and he doesn't have a negate or whatever, but it's just not realistic. Not with him drawing multiple cards a turn. There was a Banefire in our deck. I shouldn't have conceded. I forgot about the Banefire in our deck. But again, I don't even think it would have won. I think they would have had an Invoke the Divine or something. And we looked at our top, 6 cards. We wasn't drawing it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I shouldn't have conceded. As long as the Banefire's in my deck, I should never concede. So that was a mistake of me. It just ended up being a mistake that didn't matter. And rewarded by 2 unplayable hands, so gotta respect Magic. Well, he's probably on Drake's if he's showing a Sulphur Falls. Which is a good move, good match. In Fury, our hand is horrendous. This is a good match because you can normally flood the board and they can't keep up. Womp womp. It is not the match we were hoping for. It is not Drake's. Still go ahead and throw burn at their face. Just in case we untap with a land. That's not a land. They'll probably have a Deafening Clarion. Or untap and have a settle, one of the two. Just in case we hit the land. Though they'll probably have a Teferi and Tuck even if we do. This is a good follow-up to Teferi. Could potentially save the shock just in case they did have a Teferi and Tuck. So far it's been worse than Blasting Station, because I would have rather played this and this than this and this. And now we can't play our Flame of Keld at all. So, as stated before, this card is just worse than Blasting Station on average. People keep arguing me that it's not, but I'm going to stand by my confirmation bias. Every now and then you get a wild turn with it, but on average you do not get a wild turn with it. I guess I'm supposed to throw this at him. Because it went 9-0 into PTQ. Don't ask me, man. I didn't build the deck. I just played it. Don't think it's horrible deck building. I think they assume that the Experimental Frenzy is not going to be that good on average. And the Flame of Keld can be cast in different situations. Like, the Flame of Keld is probably just stronger than Frenzy. So far, Frenzy would be better as Blasting Station. Oh, and Blasting Station is better as Flame of the Keld as well. He's not going to cast Teferi now, is he, when I have 2, like, random cards in hand? Okay, he's not. That Lightning Strike's a good draw. Alright, we're going to win this game. Who would have also won this game of Blasting Station, or just 4 Flame of Kelds, I think. A double Firebrand. I guess I could have just sacked them, but whatever. How are you supposed to sideboard this match? How do you sideboard this match, Murph? Because I struggle in the sideboarding. Like, I know V's cards are good, I know V's cards are good, and I know this card's good. They almost always have, these cards probably have to be good because of Settled Wreckage and Lyra. They almost always have Crackling Drakes now, which makes me kind of want Lava Coils, but it's like Lava Coil just not strong enough. Certainly don't want all 3, I don't think, even if I do bring any in. Kind of want to take Chain Whirlers out. The main deck of this card's the main deck of this deck is going to be a maximum of 2 cards different from your build. So it's kind of hard to call it shitty. Like, this is going to be, the main deck's going to be a maximum 2 cards different. Hey, White Korean. What's up, man? Like, the 2 Flame of Kelds are the only 2 cards in this main deck that are even questionable. If you buy into Frenzy, which I know you personally buy into Frenzy. Pretty sure I'm just supposed to take out Chain Whirlers. God, Risk is such a bad card. It's like sideboard playable, but it is not a good Magic card. Firebrand could be shit. It could especially be shit in this match. I'm willing to sideboard them out. Why do you have 6 4-drops in your 22 land deck if you think Frenzy's that good? Like, if you think Frenzy's that strong, you clearly shouldn't have Phoenix in the deck as well. The mathematical mana does not support playing 6 of those cards. Like, just run the numbers. I played 6 of them on stream for a long time. I was playing 4 Phoenix and 2 Frenzy, which is a little bit different, I think, because my Frenzies aren't a 4-drop or whatever. They're like a 10-drop. When you're only running 2. I mean, that's hyperbole. They're like 7 and change or something. Boom. I'm pretty sure that's like less than 70% of the time still. That math could be wrong. I guess I'm supposed to just attack. He's probably got Seal away, but I don't remember the Karsten article off the top of my head, and I don't want to go look for the link, but whatever. We'll probably get an extra damage in like this. He's probably going to untap and Clarion. I think it's less than 70. I think it's like probably 65 to 68. Can't remember numbers off the top of my head. I'm not a smart man. I generally have to pull the tool up when I'm doing the math. Well, this doesn't seem good for us. Wonder if I'm ever supposed to keep that just so I can beat a uh, Lyra, but we can kind of beat a Lyra anyway. There should be a second Banefire in this deck, but what do I know? That's a damn Niv Mizzet. That'll certainly end the game. Please don't kill me, homie. I'm at 20. Deafening Clarion to gain 1,000,000 life? Sweet, no Deafening Clarion. Well, that feels good that there was no Clarion here. But he has one in his hand. Go one of Banefire. Kill you? Kill you slash question mark? Our opponent is 0-3'd with Jeskai. And we're 1-1 versus Jeskai. Why is Jeskai so popular today? It's not good versus green-black, and shouldn't green-black be the obvious deck now that red deck wins and white weenie kind of blew up the weekend since, you know, green-black beats both of them? I don't know if they would have snapcast it. Like, they probably weren't thinking of the card we had. They probably had a counter spell, and they're probably just casting Crackling Drake for value. They're probably like just trying to hold up a counter spell and stuff so that Niv Mizzet couldn't die. Things like that. I don't know. You're probably right. Our opponent go look, have fun. Yeah, I mean, Wawee does have a draw that green-black can't beat, but green-black's a general favorite, right? Just go ahead and kill this, just so they can't have the Curious Obsession dive-down combo. Land? That's not a land. This is how you lose this match. This is an extremely favorable match. Like, extremely favorable. But, you can't win when you can't play your spells. If they're lacking on a land, we're still fine, but if they hit the 4th land, we're probably not fine. They obviously probably have a land since they discarded a land. Oh, wow, they don't have a land? I guess I should just attack. Sometimes I'm smart. Hmm. Yeah, well, we really needed lands. How do we beat a dive down now? I guess we just can't. Pretty rough spot. All of this burn's probably going to his head. Be hard for him to attack if he doesn't have a second Jin. If he does have a second Jin, it's going to be hard for us to win. Especially if we don't draw a land. Oh wow, that's kind of interesting. They have to have either a sleep or a Jin then. I don't know what else makes that play. Certainly not Warcat Marauder. We didn't hit our land, by the way. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Guess I'm willing to trade any one of these for the Marauder. That's actually pretty hot, man. Congrats. I got a Zakam out of my Showdown pack, but that was about it. Alright. So we're, again, still really hoping to draw a land. We actually fired our standard. It's the first one that's fired since Guilds came out. Our Friday Night Magic's fired. The first Showdown that is fired since Guilds come out. There's mostly newer players too that aren't really part of the usual crowd. It's actually really sweet. Depending on what their hand is, we can still win even if they have a sleep. Sunday. They're always Sunday. Guess I'm supposed to just attack with everything. I need a counterspell for this. That's just weird to me. Still opening chests when they're down to like $2? Let's save those. Alright, so Rekindling Phoenix is a house in this match. Fight with Fire is a house in this match. Lava Coil is a house in this match. The extra land's a house in this match. Cards that I don't love in this match. I don't love Flame of Keld. I don't think we need anything like that. I don't think we need anything like that either. And I don't want to get my curve way too high. Guess we're on to draw. We can be greedy and probably shave one land. I don't know what else to cut out though. Like, I actively want every card in the deck still. Maybe it's just Lava Runner. Probably not Lava Runner anyway. Could just be Pyromancer, but having a threat that deals damage and can attack is pretty nice. I am not starting to get healthy at all. I am like the opposite of healthy. Let me show you how unhealthy I am. This is just something that I noticed this week. Like, I obviously know I'm fat, back pain, large clothes, I can see myself every day, etc., etc., but you never really notice it. Like, you don't notice how fat you are, you know what I mean? Here we go. This was my local store's Friday Night Magic. They posted a picture of us, and I got to realize how fat I really was. This is me. I am literally 2 of everybody else. Like, look how much bigger I am than this guy. This is ridiculous. I need to lose weight. That's insane. I'm honestly the size of a house. I'll have to do something, and probably fairly quickly, about my weight. I wear hoodies because nothing else fits. I do wear them non-stop, basically. To upload it to the blob. Did you know it was me just because I'm fat, or because every picture I've ever posted is pretty much in that same hoodie? It's actually very hard to diet where I live, though. I actually lost that match. That's round 1, and it's the only match I lost that night. My opponent was playing like a pretty sweet brew. Game 1, he played only Jeskai colored lands, you know, Cliff Top, Steam Vent, Sulfur Falls, blah 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 blah. And he cast a Teferi, a Settle to Wreckage, and a Teferi, a Clarion, and a Treasure Map. So, like, when you're sitting on one side of the table, you're just assuming that they're a Jeskai player that probably didn't get Gateway before they spiked or whatever, right? That's what I was assuming. Then game 2, he had, oh god, we got wrecked, and I know better too. Game 2, he had Tocatli, Honor Guard, Lyra, Cleansing Nova, and still had the Clarions and Settles and stuff. So, like, he had all the sweepers, but apparently he was a creature deck that just had a, like, pretty bad draw. Alright, well, we got smashed this game. Pretty badly. It's gonna get spell pierced. It might not have been worth it. Alright, let me save this, and we'll try to get to this sometime this week for sure. Nezahal. Double Nezi in the side. Why would they be so high at the end of the week? No, don't have a second Tempest Gen. I thought we played that well. At this point, I feel like I can't beat a dive down. I'm just attacking with the Steamkin. I think it dropped that low because it's not good in standard right now. Like, it's really bad right now, in my opinion. Because he's making a super long pause here. It really makes me think he has a counterspell. He did not have a counterspell. That's scary. Oh, what a top deck. The 3rd gen. Yeah, we can't beat him top decking the 3rd gen in that spot. Alright, so now what do we want to do? I want to play. Kind of want to be a little more aggressive. Probably want to cut some of the slower burn spells. Kind of want to bring in these Flame of the Kelds too, but... Alright, well, this hand's a keep. Especially like that we can safely cast the Steamkin with the Fanatical Firebrand to protect us from a Curious Obsession type stuff. Like, we don't have to waste a burn spell is what I'm trying to say. I really think like Teferi's the worst it's been in Standard since it's been printed. Alright, well, it looks like we're in a spot where we're going to need lands again. Interesting. Could just try to kill this. I don't think I care about trying to kill that. Let's save that for another turn. Because if he's wasting his mana to attack with this, that's kind of good for us. If he's just making it a 2-3, best case scenario, it trades with neither of our things. He has to make it a 4-1 to even trade with this. It's 2 mana away. Could put a Curious Obsession on it. That would suck, but we'd be in a really interesting race then. It would probably depend upon how many Tricksters and things he drew. I think Star City's even doing cheaper than that. Assuming that you're one of their premium members or whatever. I think Sports and More is doing cheaper than that online too. Sports and More sold over 4,000 copies last I'd looked. I don't think it's worth throwing a shock out here. This could be a problem. Alright. No dive down, please. Wrecked. So that just means I can't attack. Tempest Gen's how they win this match if they have multiple of these. Like the number of gens versus the number of killing phoenixes that we each draw in post-board games matter a pretty large amount. In my case, at $250 a piece is decent if you think that it's going to be worth it. I doubt it will. Hmm. Just too many things we can't beat, isn't there? We're getting close to be able to kicking a fight with fire, but they'll have a counter spell. That's kind of cool. I don't... Can non-advanced stores even get this stuff? Because if non-advanced stores can't even get this stuff, then my local store can't get it. My local store is not advanced anymore. Fire too many events that don't fire. I can probably turn them all sideways now. Even if they have a dive down, I'm giving up one thing for their dive down and dealing 5 damage. Or am I supposed to just wait? Maybe I'm supposed to just wait. I'm not actually sure. We can run pre-releases, but that's about it, I think. Actually, we ran a store championship, I believe. Maybe we got our advance back. That's concerning. That means they drew another one of those. So they drew the second gem before we drew a Phoenix. And in game 2, they drew 3 gems before we drew a Phoenix. So we dead? If they have a land. And we can't block, so just swing them all. So if they have a land, we're dead. And they didn't play it quickly. So maybe they don't have it. And they didn't have a particularly good draw. Like I don't want to say they had it all. They just drew a little better than us. This card was really good. Maybe I was supposed to try to kill it the one turn. Like I could have misplayed that turn. Like I mean, I think the keys to the match are the number of these versus the number of these drawn, and over the course of 2 games they drew 5 of these to our 2 of these. But like that, I mean, I still could have won. Like maybe if they didn't have the dive down and we actually killed the Surge Mare, we win. I'm not sure. Okay, it took our opponent slow rode us. That's kind of a tilt. Don't necessarily mind to lose, but did they really slow row us? They also drew 3 more cards than us, and we drew 2 more lands than them, but eh. Like I said, I don't think that they drew particularly well. I'm not blaming it on the draws. I made a misplay, potentially. Actually, I'm pretty sure that not going for that was just right, but who knows? Alright, can't keep this hand. Can't keep this hand. It took a minute to count to 16, or 15 rather. Shouldn't take a minute to count to 15. Well, we're not going to win this game. We mulligan to 5 and we have no removal. You need removal versus every deck in the format other than Jeskai. And you need cards versus Jeskai. So basically we have 0 chance this game. But maybe we'll draw that Experimental Frenzy and I'll be proven wrong and it'll go crazy. Who knows? It's the third Jeskai deck we've got paired versus. Don't people know that Jeskai doesn't actually beat White Weenie? It's another game where we have 0 cards and they have 7. This is the third game today to where like our opponents had, without drawing an extra card, had more than double the amount of card or spells than we did, due to not drawing lands and us flooding. And Screw beats Flood. I just call him Smurf or Murph for short. But I read it as Smurf because, like, in video games like League of Legends and stuff, that just means you're like a high-level guy playing on a low-level account or whatever. But I assume his first initial just begins with S and his last name's Murph, or his first name's Murph and his last name begins with an S. Well, we know our opponent's playing Jeskai. I don't know how we're supposed to ever win this game if they don't ever draw the red mana. Oh no, wait! Why did they draw an opt and not play at main phase and look for a land? They're trying to like Essence Scatter or something? Getting the land's more important than an Essence Scatter, wow. Pressure's on, homie. They're at 1. Can we do it? I said we had 0 chance to win this game and our opponent just didn't play a third land until turn 7. That's impressive. Everybody on Moto knows you. You're famous. Well, we had no right to win that game. Those are the games that I love to win. So we saw Drake, so we're going to want some number of lava coils, I think. I really think Chain Whirler's just not good here. I don't think Fanatical Firebrand's particularly good either. I kind of want to stay on the burn plan, though. I'm going to try this. He got me retarded playing a retarded deck when I beat him. Well, that does sound like you were playing Moto. Alright, well, this hand's pretty tight. It is obscenely slow, and I don't know if obscenely slow hands beat the average Jeskai player. But it is got very good spells in it, you know. Well, nice. We're even going to resolve this. Assuming we don't see a Spell Pierce. Wizard Red's bad. I actually think Mono Red's probably the second best deck in the format. Currently speaking, obviously things change. There's a meta game. Once certain decks get played a little more, like it changes. But as of like after the Pro Tour, I think Green Blacks should be the #1 deck, and Mono Red should be #2. That's my personal ranking system, which is why we're. I don't want that now, but do I want that later? Probably. There's only one in the deck. Feels pretty terrible to keep that in this spot. That's a Drake-a-Rooney. Alright, we can already kill a Drake, so put that on the bottom. Probably going to Teferi this turn, but if they do, now they have to choose between saving Teferi and getting rid of our mage. Could just Lyra. Oh boy, Lyra would suck. Could technically kill it, but it'd still suck. My name's Squee. I got a shit-eating grin on my face. Goodbye, little homie. You'll be missed. I guess I don't want to keep that. I don't really want to get rid of my treasures right now either. Oh, we can remove this, can't we? Karate chop, says the squeeb goblin Naboob. I said boob. I wouldn't have played that Lava Runner pre-combat, even if we did draw it, that's why I didn't do it. I'm trying to play around Clarion a little bit. And I want to cast this turn. So I would have saved a haste threat for a following turn. Or like a Teferi turn, something like that. Take care, Sin. Thanks for stopping by. I would play it now, though. I'd only play one, I wouldn't play two. Interesting. Let's sack one of these again. I'm not going to play that this turn for the same reason I don't want to play 3 threats last turn. Just a grinding away at the moment and assume that they have to kill the board. If they kill the board, we might be able to resolve a frenzy. We may not even try to. So we're in a spot right now that if this was Blasting Station, I would have probably cast it a long time ago. No real faults, Dumbo. I was surprised that people thought White Weenie was good. And I think the stats even showed that it wasn't good. Like, it always confuses me that how certain people's testing results get to certain conclusions. So how many lands do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're like 1 away? Alright, we'll just see if we draw land. 9? Is that right? They could have Revitalize. Do we play around Revitalize? I think it's fine to play around Revitalize. They'd have probably already played it if they had it, but it feels like there's no negative to waiting. Yeah, the squeeze doing work. Feels like we can slow roll this card basically as long as we want. Yeah, but not only do they have to have another turn to deal or to find it, they also have to deal with the squee now. Or they would have had to deal, like they had to have an answer for the frenzy. Now they have to have an answer for the squee, so on and so forth. So like, just getting a Revitalize isn't enough. It has to have some other card to go with it. And they're Hellbent now, so pretty easy decision. One of Banefire's killed 2 Jeskai players now. So we're 5-2 versus Jeskai this event. Unfortunately, the 2 of them both came in the same round. The one of Banefire's rocking. Generally like to play more than one. Alright, well this hand is obviously horrendous. Worst draw in the deck. Do we get paired versus a 5 straight Steam Vent decks? Or was there something else? I don't remember. Right, this is Drake's. No, we got paired versus a mono blue deck. We got paired versus 5 island decks. Well, this match is typically amazing for us, but obviously when you miss land drops and mulligan, you don't get to play Magic, so. I attack you and see if you block. If you don't block, I probably lose anyway. Got rid of a Crackling Drake? That's one of the best cards in their deck versus us, so that beyond scares me. Like, this superstar scares me. Alright, well, I guess we have to kill it while we can. Even though I assume he's just going to play a Crackling Drake next turn. There's no way he discards this and then doesn't have another. And we won't beat another. No, he just has a bunch of Drakes. There's a bunch of cards called Drake in his hand. It's the only reasonable conclusion. Even if he did need lands, there would be something better to discard. I'm expecting him to play a Drake in sequential turns. Like, there's not just going to be one Drake. He's going to cast multiple Drakes. If he doesn't just kill us, I mean. Oh, cool. Well, we have no outs. Yeah, well, these are okay in this match, but they're not great. These are all also okay in this match. This is okay in this match. I don't want the Frenzies. I don't want the Flamekins. And I either don't want the Firebrands or the Shocks based upon what build they're playing. I don't know what build they're playing. I'm actually just not going to play this land. I keep putting this land in, but I don't want this land unless I'm playing more than 4/4 drops ever. Alright, well, we can't win with this hand either, but can we mulligan these hands? I don't think so. We need to draw, like, multiple creatures to win these games. It's a pretty favorable match, but it's a favorable match predicated on you putting pressure on them, and it's hard for them to reliably deal with the pressure while killing you. But we're not getting draws that are putting any pressure on our opponents, so pretty easy for us to lose under those circumstances. Yeah. Wouldn't mind the Frenzy that we got rid of now. Got 11 damage in our hand. That doesn't help. Hell of to fight with fire because we might be in a situation to where literally double fight with fire is the only way we can win. Or they might have Niv Mizzet. No idea. I don't know who Mike Hunt is, so. I don't know what we could draw that I actually think would let us win this game. We were right to save our fight with fire. I still just don't think it matters. Actually, don't think Niv Mizzet's good in this match either, because if my deck's working right, they shouldn't be getting 1,000 turns. We did sideboard out 4 creatures. I guess that's just too many. Hey, we drew a second creature. Go us. This game's over. We don't actually have an out. Alright, we'll play our out. Our out is... We don't actually have an out. Our out's him have 4 lands in his hand? And us draw Lava Coil into a bunch of stuff? Well, that wasn't a land. That was a spell. That was unfortunate. We lost a whole bunch of non-games, I feel like. We ended up not cashing this event too, and I thought we did. We lost to the mono blue deck, and I forgot about it. For some reason, I thought we beat them. Well, boo. I don't think there was anything we could have done differently there, and we're favored. Oh, there was some stuff that we could have done differently here. Well, that's discouraging. I think that's the second mono red league in a row that I've failed to cash. But yeah, so this was the 9.0 list from the PTQ. I like it. I mean, I don't think the Flame of the Kelds are particularly good, but I don't know what I would put in over them. The Squeeze were really good. The Banefire was really good. I don't know what I would play over these Flame of the Kelds. Like Murph was saying earlier, I think you either want 4 flames or I think you want like 4 flames and 2 frenzies, or 4 frenzies and 0 flames. I don't like 4 frenzies and 2 flames. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by.